Hello dear friends, I am Dr. Pratap Naikwade. Welcome you all for online 1 week interdisciplinary certificate course in Basics of Organic Farming conducted by IQAC and Department of Botany, Artless Preparatory College, Devruk.
Dear friends, in this video we will study vermicomposting technology in detail. In this video we will see materials for vermicomposting as well as different earthworm species which are used for vermicomposting, methods and process of vermicomposting, as well as precaution and nutritional value as well as dosage of vermicomposting. Vermicomposting is a type of composting in which certain species of earthworms are used to enhance the process of organic waste conversion and produce a better end product. Earthworms feed the organic waste materials and passes it through their digestive system and gives out in granular form, also known as cocoons, which is known as vermicompost. Vermicompost is earthworm excrement called as casting, which can improve biological, physical as well as chemical properties of the soil. The chemical secretions in the earthworm's digestive tract help break down soil and organic matter. So the castings contain more nutrients and hormones that are immediately available to the plants. Using vermicompost, one can get 10 to 15% more crop yield, besides improvement in the quality of the products. Nowadays, vermicompost is becoming popular as major components of organic farming system. Dear friends, you might have seen or purchased packets of vermicompost available in the market. But now we will study how to make vermicompost at your home or at farm. And I am sure that after watching this video, we will learn and you will definitely make vermicompost at your home. Different material is used for vermicomposting. Decomposable organic waste such as animal excreta, kitchen waste, farm residues and forest litter are commonly used as composting materials. Apart from that, animal dung, mostly cow dung and dried chopped crop residues are the key raw materials. Mixture of leguminous and non-leguminous crop residue enriches the quality of vermicompost, and so therefore it is recommended to use leguminous waste. There are different species of the earthworm which are used for the vermicomposting. Common earthworm species which are used are Eisenia foetida. This is the photograph of Eisenia foetida. Then second it is the Eurydice eugeni, and this is photograph of this species. Third it is the Peronyx excavatus, and this is the photograph of this species. Though these three species they are used generally in the vermicomposting, the best suitable it is the Eisenia foetida. It has body length up to 3 to 10 centimeter, as well as body weight of each earthworm is nearly 0.4 to 0.6 gram, and it gets maturity in 50 to 55 days. Eisenia foetida is also known as red earthworm. It is preferred because of its high multiplication rate and thereby converts the organic matter into vermicompost within short duration. This earthworm is surface feeder and converts organic material into vermicompost from the top. Vermicomposting is done by various methods. Among them, bed as well as peat method, they are most common. So first of all, we will see bed method. Composting is done on ground or cement floor by making bed of 6 into 2 into 2 feet size of organic mixture, as you can see here in this photograph. The second method is the peat method. Composting is done in the cemented pits of the size 5 into 5 into 3 feet. Pit is covered with grass or any other locally available materials. This method has some drawbacks like poor aeration, waterlogging at bottom, as well as more cost of production. Dear friends, at your home or at your garden, you can do vermicomposting using any one of this method, or you can also prepare vermicompost in a drum. You can also use wooden boxes, plastic buckets or any containers with a drain hole at the bottom. Now we will study process of vermicomposting. Dear friends, if you want to do vermicomposting, here is the procedure for you. Vermicomposting unit should be in a cool, moist as well as shady site. Cow dung and chopped dried leafy materials are mixed in the proportion of 3:1 and are kept for partial decomposition for 15 to 20 days. A layer of 50 to 20 cm of chopped dried leaves or the grasses should be kept as a bedding material at the bottom of the bed. Beds of partially decomposed material of size 6 into 2 into 2 feet should be made. Earthworms nearly 1500 to 2000 should be released on the upper layer of the bed. Water should be sprinkled immediately after the release of worms. Bed should be kept moist by sprinkling of water and by covering with gunny bags. Vermicompost get ready in 45 to 50 days. The vermicompost produced is 3/4 of the raw material that we have used. Then is the harvesting of vermicompost. When raw material is completely decomposed, it appears black and granular. Watering should be stopped as vermicompost gets ready. The vermicompost should be kept over a mass of partially decomposed cow dung so that earthworms can migrate from vermicompost to cow dung and we can use these earthworms later on. After partial drying, vermicompost can be separated and sieved for use. Friends, here we have discussed bed method, but same procedure can be repeated for the peat method. Friends, now we will study the preventive measures during vermicomposting. 15 to 20 days old cow dung should be used to avoid excess heat which can be harmful to the earthworms. The floor of the unit should be compact to prevent earthworms migration into the soil. Aeration should be maintained for proper growth and multiplication of earthworms. Optimum moisture level nearly 30 to 40% should be maintained. 18 to 25 degrees centigrade temperature should be maintained for proper decomposition. As well as the organic waste should be free from plastics, chemicals, pesticide and metals. We have to protect earthworm from predators like ants as well as birds, insects, etc. This is the chart which shows the nutritional value of vermicompost. Here, neutral elements of vermicompost as well as compost, they are compared. Vermicompost contain organic carbon as well as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sodium, zinc, copper, iron and manganese in a good amount. The level of nutrients in vermicompost depends upon the sources of raw material as well as the species of the earthworm that we have used for the vermicomposting. All the nutrients which are available in the vermicompost are in readily available form and are released within a month of application. Lastly, we will see the dosage of vermicompost. The dosage of vermicompost application depends upon the type of crop grown in the field as well as nursery. For the fruit crop, it is applied in the tree basin. Vermicompost is added in the pot mixture for the potted ornamental plants and for raising seedlings. Vermicompost is applied to the field crops at the rate of 5 to 6 tons per hectare. For fruit crops, vermicompost is applied at the rate of 3 to 5 kg per plant. And for potted plants, the vermicompost is applied at the rate of 100 to 200 gram per pot. So with this, we have completed vermicomposting technology. These are the references. In next video, we will study how to prepare Vermiwash. Thank you.